Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about something utterly retarded again. And coming from the UK this time. Again. Right, so from Al BBC era. Black woman most likely to die in medieval plague. Museum of London says. What now? When did the Black Plague happen again? Oh, yeah. In the 1300s. Guess what happened during the 1300s? We still weren't aware of the African continent down south. You know what that means, right, boys and girls and gender non-conforming little thingamabobs? Do you know what that means? It means they are making shit up. Right, let's read. Black woman of African descent. Huh? I thought they were all from Africa. Okay, we're more likely to die from medieval plague in London. Academics at the Museum of London have found. I wouldn't call them academics. I'll call them activists than academics. Academics would be basically one of the last things I'll call them. Right, the study is a first ecological exploration showing how race may have influenced a person's risk of death during what was known as the Great Pestilence or Great Mortality of the Black Plague. I don't understand why they didn't say the Black Plague. Right, the research is based on 145 individuals from 3 cemeteries. Right, the outbreak is believed to have claimed the lives of 35,000 Londoners. 145 individuals from 3 cemeteries. We know for a fact, we know for a literal goddamn fucking literal fact that we weren't aware of southern part of Africa, aka the central region of Africa, the sub-Saharan region of Africa. We know that for a fact. Take a look at this map from the 13th century. An atlas from Europe. Can you see the southern part? No, you cannot. And you can see how interesting it is. You can see how this region, the most traveled by ship regions in Europe during that time, is really quite well detailed for that time period. And you can see it has relatively well-known details. Here you can see how very little they knew about this region here. Right around the northern Scandinavia and northern Scotland, etc. But you can see here at the southern tip of the British Isles, you can see they have way more detail here than, say, around here in these areas. It's fascinating, really. And you can go down south and you can see the same problem here in the southern tip of the known region of the African continent. You can see that they did not reach down below. Not even the Arab slave traders, as you can see here represented by all these pictures and their conquests in the region, managed to get there yet. So how in the hell, how can they possibly have black goddamn woman in England at that time? It's just not possible. The same reason you wouldn't find a goddamn fucking white guy in that region of Africa either. Not even an Asian dude. Not even a goddamn fucking Asian will be there. Because nobody knew. It was a limitation of the technology of the time. We didn't have airplanes. Has somebody explained to these morons at the Museum of London that we did not have airplanes back then? That we didn't have satellites, GPS? Good God, these people are goddamn fucking retards. Right, let's see. We found there were significantly higher proportions of people with colorectin and those of black African descent in plague periods compared to... How in the fuck did you manage to get that? We know for a fact that we weren't aware of that region, and we know for a fact that black people in London only became relatively common after World War II. Before that, they were exceptionally rare. Because people just didn't move that often. There were obviously colonizations in the Americans, in the Americas and etc., but it still was a relatively rare situation. The cosmopolitan London that you know today is very, very recent. And how? I know you can actually see the race of a skeleton. I know because I studied it, and I'm pretty sure that they really, really botched this experiment or this study. How in the fuck did you manage to get that? Must be like that Cheddar Man, where they insisted one of the first Britons was black. Turns out they were wrong. Oh boy. Right. The report said a significantly higher proportion of people of estimated African affiliations. Oh, there you go. There is African affiliation. So in this case, it could very well be, going by the research here on the way they're using the word, Northern Africa. And guess what Northern Africa means? Mediterranean. Right. Compared to the non-plague burials. For the female-only sample, individuals of estimated African population, again, affinity have a significantly higher estimated hazard of dying of the plague compared to those estimated to white Europeans. Affinity, there are no significant association of any other of the other comparisons. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should find a Native American in there. Why not? A Mayan? Where are the Mayans? Where's the Mayan representation in this goddamn fucking burial? I want a Mayan representation, you fucking filthy racists! Aztecs, Incans, Olmecs! Where are they? And the people who built those heads on the Easter Island. Where's the representation of them in London at that time? Huh? None? Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, before I continue, here is a trailer. And now, here's an oh, wait, sorry. I'm back, baby, yeah. For more torture. And here is why we take the reporters from Al BBC as activists, and why we cannot take anything coming out of BBC seriously. Sorry, Al BBC seriously, you activists. Right, so, Here is right at the bottom of the article. The people said that from 1336 to 1584, nearly 18,000 foreigners had come to London from India, Greece, Iceland, and mainland Europe. So basically what I'm willing to say here is that it was mostly Greece, Iceland, and mainland Europe. And mostly mainland Europe, Greece, and Iceland. Very little on India. Those were merchants that would, in fact, here is how it happened. They would obviously cross Europe by foot or by ship, which was relatively safer. And you could carry more, but let's assume the sea transit. So they would leave London, take a ship, go and circumnavigate France, Spain, Portugal, then back again, and then circumnavigate down to Italy, and then following more or less close to the shore, because the ships were still not that very good back then, instead of taking a straight path, and they would go very close to the shore to Greece, and what it is Turkey today, but it was the Ottoman Empire, and then down and down they would go, or they would actually go and follow the African route, very close to what is Libya, Algeria, and Egypt, and stop there where it is now, the Sinai, but, well, it was the, fuck me, I forgot the name, the Suez Canal, there you go, the name escaped my mind, no matter, what it is, the Suez Canal today. And they would actually take some camels, and they would transport their goods back then, and then they would go by ship down south, following the entire region, and then go and circumnavigate and following that, and then until it reaches India. Or before their ships were like that, in what, the 1,100 and thereabouts, maybe even there, they would actually go and take camels and horses, and they would all walk down the Silk Road up until they reached India and China, etc. You think that was easy? No, it was not. And here it is, very interesting point that I'm going to make, because it's all BBC. Here is how retarded they are. While no population and figures for black women in London have been recorded. Oh, so you pretty much contradicted your goddamn fucking title! Recorded, the paper added that during this period, mercantile and rich migrants regularly stayed in London, accompanied by entire households, often had servants who were free or enslaved people originating from sub-Saharan and Northern African or Eastern Europe. During that time, I can actually guarantee to you that if they had enslaved people, it would have been locals, or in this case, Eastern Europe. At most, the word slave comes from Slav. I can guarantee to you. And even then, let's jump to the 17th century. Even then, they wouldn't have that many sub-Saharans there working as servants. Especially because later on, Britain actually went on a rampage to try and stop slavery in the world. Yeah, many people are still not thankful for that. They still have to endure propaganda. This is why you don't take this goddamn fucking people, activists, those journalist activists, in the goddamn world. This is why Al BBC is known as Al BBC, and why you should not hire activists. Because here's another goddamn fucking example from Al BBC again. From Al BBC, museum reclassifies Roman emperor as trans woman. Oh, you goddamn fucking retards. First and foremost, the Romans did not have that concept back in the day, and they viewed people who had a certain penchant for homosexuality in a negative light. They would be discriminated against, and this idiot here was ruling for what? 4 years? Yeah, literally 4 years. 2018 to 2022. He was known for being someone who was in debauchery and was completely idiotic and evil and completely out of control. I'm gonna say that this is a very, very weird hill for the activist community to die on. This is very weird, I'll be honest with you. Here it is one. Dr. Shushma Malik, a Cambridge University classics professor, told the BBC, the historians we use to try and understand the life of Elagabalus are extremely hostile towards him and therefore cannot be taken at face value. We don't have any direct evidence from Elagabalus himself of his own words. So basically, what we get here is a bunch of retards taking the words of somebody else who are actually using the feminine pronoun, referring to him in feminine as a derogatory term, because that's how it's still used in Latin today as a derogatory term, as an insult. And it was very common also in there because, well, Latin languages comes from Latin. And what did the Romans speak? Latin. Here is an example. There are many examples in Roman literature of times where effeminate language and words were used as the way of criticizing or weakening a political figure. References to Elagabalus wearing makeup, wigs, and removing body hair may have been written in order to undermine the unpopular emperor. That's a very weird, very literal weird way to... never mind. It is what the museum is trying to say. It's come after a classical text claimed the emperor once said, "Come here, nuts lords, for I am a lighter." I'll go suck a cock. The museum spokesman said that it was only polite and respectful to be sensitive to the identifying pronouns for the people of the past. In the past. Oh, for the love of God. See, this is why you don't goddamn fucking hire activists to manage history. They will wait no time to actually go and revise history and change it for their own retarded political claims. This is why. Fuck. The museum has one coin of Elagabalus, which is often displayed among the other alphabet items in the collection. What a weird hue. What a weird hill. Fuck me. It's just... fuck. It seems the world is either retarded or people are really retarded and start hiring goddamn fucking retarded activists. On that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night, and by God, stop revising history, you goddamn fucking morons! Right, that is all. Oh, and most importantly, fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you.